In 1961, Sierra Leone was #2 country, second to South Africa. Today, we are almost last in the country, in the world. Is that development? We have to be honest with ourselves here. The country is on life support, and the breeding machine will soon be taken out, and this country will fall. If we don't come back now, if you see what's happening, there is an African Renaissance taking place in the world. An African Renaissance is not only taking place, it's a triumphant hope of reality, as evidenced by what is happening in Tunisia, Egypt, Bahrain, Libya, Jordan, Iran. All what they are saying, we need change. Not only change.
They are talking about pro-democracy. They are pro-democracy protesters.
No.
We have democracy in the way people go to vote. For 40 years in Libya, people don't know about elections. Some people for 40 years don't know what is happening in Egypt. They don't even know what is happening in Tunisia. Sierra Leoneans go to vote. They go to the polls every 5 years. At least we have democracy.
The Tunisians go to vote every 5 years. The Egyptians go to vote every 5 years. And they need change. So what can you tell me? We have had the same refined politicians all our lives. You grew up seeing the same refined politician. I grew up seeing the same refined politician. Kapua, let's be honest to ourselves. If a president has not done well, we have to say it. This government has coerced our opportunities. And I believe the government has to go.
You may want to explain this again, talking particularly about the experience in Egypt, about the experience in Tunisia, and what we're hearing now about even Libya. Much as they have elections, every 5 years and the like, for the past 30 years or for the past 40 years, we've seen the same people. In Sierra Leone, the constitution, I suppose, nearly gives 2-term tenure.
When did that start?
2-term tenure.
No. Let me tell you something. 2 terms tenure. When did it start? Tijan Kaba's regime. That's when it started, in 1996. So, we have been ruled from 1968 to 1992 by the same people, the same ministers, the same refined politicians. They have ruled us. And today, the same politicians, who is the Minister of Finance, is J.B. Dowda. He has been the same refined politician for years. And you have to say the truth. They have been the same. He was APC during General Momo's regime. And he's APC again, SLPP again. Is this what we are going to be doing? Is this what our political future is going to be? Let's be honest. You know it and I know it. We have grown through the ills and the vices of corrupt and ineptitude politicians. And this, as I say, as Major Ismael Koroma, this will stop in 2012. And I'm going to appeal to the SLPP delegates to give me the chance, the opportunity to make sure that Sierra Leone will be at the dawn of a new beginning.
Are you satisfied with the rules governing the flag bearership in the election due March 5?
I have a reverse perverse thinking on the rules. But I believe that the Electoral Commissioner, Mr. Ali Bangura, is somebody that I respect very much. It's somebody that I admire, and I am sure that he is poised to do the right thing. And so at this point, I am confident in our Electoral Commission.
One of the candidates has instituted a court action at the Supreme Court to stop the March 5 convention, citing procedural flaws. Now, he argues that the mandate of the delegates has expired and fresh elections at local levels, must precede the leadership contest. Now, you guys have put a lot of energy, I suppose, a lot of money into this whole exercise, and now we're talking about March 5. How would you react to this latest development?
Well, it's nobody else but your one of your interviewees yesterday, Dr. Bubwake Jabi, who is a colleague of mine. I like him very much, but God bless him to whatever he's doing, whatever he thinks is right for him to do. Let him go ahead and do it. But there's one thing that I will say, that Dr. Bubwake Jabi is aspiring to be the leader of this party. And when you're aspiring to be a leader of a party and taking that party to court, maybe it's a reason best known to you. But it is some way, somehow, disrupting our own enthusiasm for this party, and all the things that they are doing and he is doing is a wretched mixture of ambition and shamelessness on his part. And I advise him and I admonish him to try to put a stop to this unscrupulous attitude towards the party. I don't condone it today. I don't condone it tomorrow. This is my party. This is the party that I belong to. This is the party that my grandfather belongs to. This is the party of my life. And whosoever is coming to disrupt the SLPP party will meet the stiffest resistance they've ever met in their lives. So God bless Dr. Bubakar Jabi. Peace be to him. And let him carry on what he thinks he's carrying on. That's the end of it.
How do you think the party should respond, to this development?
We have competent people in our party. We have a competent chairman of our party. I think that is his place to deal with those issues. It is not my place. I'm going to concentrate in my campaign all over the country, tell the people what needs to be heard, and let the chairman and his associates take on Dr. Bubakar Jabi.
Now, Major Koroma, somebody will say, soft words win hard hearts. We've had instances where people who have left the SLPP for some other party are being described, as, all sort of descriptions. One would say doesn't appear to befit them in a way. Now, with this latest action by Dr. Bubakar Jabi, it was so much as a wretched action, also in your words. Don't you think the party, with this kind of reactions, to their actions, likely to lose some more?
Mr. Kapua, I hope you can quote me exactly. I did not say wretched action. Let me repeat that again.
You may want to.
It is a wretched mixture of ambition and shamelessness. Mixture of ambition and shamelessness. I don't think it's anything offensive. When you aspire to be a flag bearer and you are taking them to court, your ambition, you mix your ambition with being shameless to take the party to court, then it's a wretched mixture. It does not work. That's what I mean. So don't quote me wrong.
If you were called by President Koroma to serve in any capacity, would you honor it?
That is a brilliant question. I like President Koroma. He's my president. He inspired me to run. Remember, when Sir Milton Magai was prime minister, he respected young men, young educated men, but he never gave them a seat of power. It was the APC that first gave a young man a seat of power, which is Dr. Mohamed Sori Fona, and he proved his mettle. President Ernest Koroma, if he calls me, I will flatly reject that offer. The reason why is as follows. Number one, President Koroma was invited by President Kaba to hold the office of development, and he flatly rejected that because he has his own dream, he has his own vision to become leader of this nation, in which he achieved. And that's the time when Kadisise came into politics. She was given that position that Ernest Koroma refused. Then number two, the APC regime has not met to my expectation and to the expectation of the international stage. It has messed up on every aspect of development in this country. This is the truth. I have to come here and say the truth. Transportation system is poor. Opportunities for police fire force is poor under the Koroma regime. Farming is poor. The parastatals are the most corrupt that Sierra Leone has ever seen. It's even quadrupled the corruption that people were talking about Sir Albert Magai in the 1966 when we had a downfall of our economy. Tribalism is at all-time high. There is a deep-seated resentment in the east, in the south, in the north. We can get along.
All right.
Listen, I have to finish this. Under the Ernest Koroma's regime, and this is unacceptable in any civilized society. So as a result, I will flatly reject any offer from APC, from all fronts of this country, to come and work.
Somebody might just say, Well, yes, much as they have failed in all these regards, and you have this wealth of experience, you have these brilliant ideas to push the country forward. Why don't come on board and then use? You still remain a member of your party. Why don't you come and let's use your experience to bear on the progress of the country?
Well, the president went in 2006. 2006. He went to America. I have the tapes. And he categorically criticized the Kaba regime. Remember, this was a regime that brought peace and unity to this country, justice and fairness to this country. He systematically dismantled the Kaba regime, which was, I won't say the best, was okay for our time. And if anything was built upon it, it would have been the best today. And when he came to office, he made an about face and did the worst. Look at what's going on. A lot of his administration has been indicted for corruption. Minister of Fisheries, Minister of Health for corruption. Is that what our country has to do? That's why I'm running to be the flag bearer of the SLPP party. Let them give me an opportunity to eject this president out of power in 2012. I am poised to do that. And that's why I am in Sierra Leone. I am not going to leave this country. When I win in March 5, it will be the end and the beginning of a brighter future for the people of Sierra Leone.
And talking about corruption, talking about people in high places being indicted by probably the Anti-Corruption Commission on grounds on allegations of corruption and the like. Is there any admiration, the fact that the president doesn't appear to protect these people? Once indicted, the ACC appears to be given a sort of free hand to go ahead and indict these people, including even government ministers, the former Minister of Health, the former Minister of Marine Resources and the like. The president doesn't appear to wholly protect them. Is there a fair judgment on his administration?
It's not a fair judgment at all. He's the president. He's the fulcrum. It's a physics term. It's a fulcrum of political power. He's the symbol of our unity, and he's the chief law enforcement officer in this country. Let me tell you, did you see any one of them in shackles? Did you see any one of them in handcuffs? That means the punishment is of no substance at all. It's of no substance. His administration asked them to repay the money and sack them out of job. Some of them have regained their jobs again. Here is our ambassadors. Let me tell you something. Sierra Leone is...
Major, where is our constitution? Because these people who are indicted, they are taken to court. We have judgment, we have verdict. Once convicted,
they are found guilty.
Yeah, but then the constitution.
What is the punishment?
The constitution provides that for these offenses, if you are convicted, you either pay A, B, and C, or you go to jail. And if you have to pay, why didn't pay?
Both. It should be both. This, as a criminologist, this again, let me use the same term, is general deterrence. And let me use another term. Recidivism is rampant. You know what recidivism is? Recidivism is when you commit a crime and you are released back into the population and you commit the same crime again. I bet you, those ones that have been released, that have been convicted, once left, they pay their crime. Give them the ministerial position again. They are going to do the same thing. So this has to be changed. There must be punishment. If a man steals on the street, he's been put in jail. He's punished. What is different from the minister? I will have to revisit that constitution again. And this should not be tolerated. That's why our country is all messed up. We cannot be proud of anything so far in all our wealth and minerals that we have in this country.
All right, let's see what our texters have been saying through the messages we have here. Major Koroma, tell us your contributions to the development of Sierra Leone. Don't tell us about what I see here. Hundreds of citizens you evacuated to safety during the war because you will not provide evidence to substantiate that. You've been a major in the U.S. Army and just said the country's back door is being left ajar. Don't you think you should ask to become the first commander instead of a leader? Major, what is your position in the Army? Do not accuse the APC of tribalism, as that is a word synonymous with the SLPP. Why do you people always accuse APC? 50 million is a small money. Why can't you give it to the poor? Major, where were you when we had the war? I believe if you had fought the war with us, you should have had the chance to lead us. Welcome. What if you don't win? Will you support the victor? What's your take on the fiction that SLPP was denied victory in 2007 election and the facts and figures available?